The concept of Aforoz. Aforoz is a Turkish word derived from the Greek word aforizes. Aforozein means to exclude, to expel. That's a punishment, expulsion from the community. And in English, this is excommunication. And anathema is also used to describe this topic. This excommunication in the Bible is described as anyone who refuses to accept brotherly counsel should be reported to the church, and if he refuses to listen to the church, he should be condemned to become a pagan and a tax collector. In the time of apostles, damnation lost its importance, but before that, damnation was very important. And in Judaism, damnation and expulsion from the congregation by curse was applied as a severe form of punishment. But in later centuries in Christianity, excommunication aimed at repairing the person, and if the person repented and wanted to become the part of the congregation again, there were ways to be forgiven. The concept of excommunication was used for the first time at the end of the 4th century, and in these days excommunication was not applied in the form of expulsion from the community, but in the form of removal in order to reform. These people are then accepted back into the community if they repent. Although there is no concept similar to that in other religions, in Buddhism, it's known that those who commit heresy in monasteries or do things that the community considers a crime were expelled from the monastery. In addition, monks who break the 4 vows that Buddhist monks must abide by during their lifetime are also expelled from the priesthood and can never become monks again in their lifetime. These 4 vows are sexual intercourse, theft, murder, abuse of spiritual power. The concept of takfir in Islam is accepted as the closest concept to the concept of excommunication. In short, it is to declare an infidel. It usually happens when a religious group or community declares another it is a person or group an infidel and targets it. Iran's declaring Salman Rushdie an infidel, or ISIS's acceptance of all other Muslim communities as infidels, are the closest examples. However, this concept is a controversial concept in Islamic law, and there is no full agreement on it. The event known as the biggest excommunication in history is the Catholic Church's excommunication of the Orthodox Church on July 15, 1054. For example, the famous philosopher Spinoza was excommunicated by a synagogue for voicing his doubts about the authenticity of the scriptures. Again, Tolstoy rewrites the scriptures with different interpretations and finds some support within the church. Disturbed by this, he is excommunicated by the Russian Orthodox Church and dies before his excommunication is lifted. In the Alevi culture in Turkey, in our geography, the concept of shunning is considered a practice very close to excommunication. The Alevi culture, those who commit crimes and do not stick to their paths are called fond. In Alevi culture, it's promised to comply with Alevi values, social justice, and moral standards by giving a confession. Those who act contrary to this are declared as shunned and removed from the community and isolated. If the people who are declared as shunned want to convert to Alevi culture, they apply to the dede of an Alevi hearth known as the shunned hearth. If he realizes his mistakes and makes an effort to correct them, he will return to the society if the shunned hearth approves. Hıdır Abdal, one of the greatest of the Anatolian Alevis, is given task of establishing a shunned hearth. He also establishes the house of removal of the disabled in Kemaliye, Eskişehir. In Alevi mythology, it's reported that the task was given to him by Hacı Bektaş Veli. In fact, the extensive research on this hearth, we see that this place functions like Sosan school, our school, and has practices to treat people's psychological problems.